Good morning, Claire. Happy birthday! Claire, when I bought these at the supermarket, the guy asked me if I was having a party. I said yes. Happy birthday, Claire. You're already 15 years old. Just 15 years ago today, the nurses in the hospital in Scotland were all like, "Oh, look at her wee little hair." As you can see, my Scottish accent has not suffered over the years of not being in Scotland. Not at all. Again, happy birthday, Claire. And on your birthday, I thought I'd share with you some of my Australian adventures. My adventure started outside a shopping mall with a giant chocolate statue of Queen Vic that somehow has not melted. I then made my way down to Hyde Park, so named because Sydney will never accept the fact that it is not as cool as London, but it does in fact love Harry Potter. It's a hairy foot. If you look close enough at this tree, you can see that it's essentially one dude's name carved several times with several different girls' names. You must be this high to be the top of the fountain. I'm also not sure if these guys are fighting or if it's a chocolate statue version of "Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself." This idiot thinks you can teach animals how to read, and presumably this is the inspiration for the European version of the Hunger Games. My journey around Hyde Park continued until I passed more ibis birds, a cannon, a bird that would cost about $1,000 at PetSmart in Canada, and a museum dedicated entirely to bacon. Claire, I think I can get used to this country if this is what can be expected of museum trips. I later walked down to the gardens through the Woolloomooloo gate. I honestly can't wait to defend my first client's right to muck about in the gardens after hours. I think at one point in Sydney's history somebody said, "I think we need more fountains," and they just took the ball and ran with it. Later on, I wandered into a section of the gardens that included the most exotic ferns in the world and their weird scientific names. There was the Acarina standishi. There was a Dicksonia antarctica. The Cyathea rebeccae, the Nephrolepis biscerata, the Asplenium bulbiferum, the slippery rocks, please keep off, a very rare and elusive species of fern. There was also this statue, which if you look closely enough has the expression as if Dad had just made a terrible pun. Oh, and this spider, which I thought would give me superpowers if it bit me, but all it gave me was a welt the size of a grapefruit. The park eventually led to the shore where I got to see a couple of boats that I would one day own. I walked along the path, which led to what I think is the usual mode of transportation in Australia, and then to this weird building that kind of looks like a giant used handkerchief. And then this. Look at this, Claire. Isn't this the most amazing boat you've ever seen? I swear, it's like somebody wanted a building built entirely out of eggshells. If you look closely at the tallest building, you can see the office I will one day have, as close as possible to the coffee machine. As you can see, this ferry terminal is only for manly people. Needless to say, I qualify. Now this guy is my hero. Although after a whole day of playing the didgeridoo, I don't think I would be the first to volunteer to clean it. As I started my walk home, I saw that Australia had succeeded in creating the world's largest vanity mirror, which I gotta say, I look damn good in. I was considering going to the Museum of Contemporary Art Australia, but as you can see, it got downvoted, so I decided against it. On the way back, I saw that Kyle already has his own Art Deco building in Australia, which is totally not fair. And this pub, which aside from having a pretty uninspired name, does have 3 chocolate mystic apes, which puts it above its competitors, which only have actual apes. Anywho, Claire, that's all I got time for today. I think the birthday before your sweet 16 deserves another party popper. Okay, maybe one more party popper. Happy birthday, Claire.